And guess what? He had more than 300 yet combined yesterday. But guess what he combined? He put an L in Alabama, and he put an L in college, and he put an L yesterday. So he 0 for 2. Kyler Murray is your guy.
Who had the better defense in both games?
Whoa. Don't do that.
There we go.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. Look, I told you that Tua would play better because they would ask him to do more, and he would need to do more considering who was on the other side. Now, he got off to another comfortable start, Skip, because what did they do? Another scoop and score. It's real easy, Skip, before you even get on the field. It's like, we sell nothing. I'm sitting pretty. And that's what they did. They forced Kyler to turn the ball over. He got a little careless with the football, and he's going to have some of those, Skip. I've never seen a quarterback hold the ball in one hand more than this kid. Be it left, right. I mean, he got the ball, and he pulling over somebody's head. I mean, like it's a magic trick. But Tua, Skip, the throws that he was making, the touch that he has, Skip, by the numbers says he's the most accurate, the QBR, the most efficient quarterback in NCAA history. The question I've always had, not his ability, can he stay healthy? Is he going to be able to stay healthy? And if he can stay healthy, the numbers are going to come. I believe Miami has the right guy. Joe Burrow is playing unbelievable. Justin Herbert played another whale of a ball game. Skip another 300, another 2 touchdowns, but still somehow they find a way to lose, had an opportunity to win the game. But if you look at some of the throws that he was making, Skip, on the move, they did a good job. I thought Chan Gailey did a good job. Congrats, Chan. Of moving the pocket, getting him on the move. Let him show his athleticism. Don't just leave him there stuck in the pocket where they can tee off on him. He's making it. Look at this, Skip. Look at that. Look at that throw right there. Oh! Dropping it in the bucket.
Was that in slow motion?
Don't you see? There you go. See, you're such a hater. You're such a hater. You don't want to get him back. Look at that. Look at these throws right here when he dropping dimes. Oh, Tua last week, he only had 90 yards.
You know what? I'll give him this. He's got great hang time on his throws.
You're such a hater. 20 of 28, 248, 2 touchdowns. They sacked him. He held onto the ball. He made some great throws, Skip. I thought he played unbelievable. And guess what he did? Now, Skip Bayless has already told me, first 3 quarters, doesn't even matter what you do in the first 3 quarters. It only matters what you do in crunch time. Well, in crunch time, Double T put up 10. Your guy put up zilch. So you tell me which one played better.
Okay, I will. Since you have now embraced the concept of QBR, you told me right off the top of the show, it is the stat to judge quarterbacks by. That's what you told me.
And you
yesterday, Kyler Murray had on a scale of 0 to 100 a QBR of 97.
Yeah.
Whew. That's right up there near the top. Tua surprised me. He played very well yesterday. At least surprisingly well, because I didn't see that coming.
I did.
He had an 88, so it was 97 Kyler to 88 Tua in QBR. I'd say that's a significant difference. So the QBR is screaming Kyler played better than Tua did.
But guess what he
because remember, Kyler had 106 yards rushing.
Yes.
Rushing on 11 attempts. That's almost 10 yards an attempt.
Yes. Well, Skip, he's going to be like you say, AD and Giannis are PE darlings. He's going to be a QBR darling because of those legs.
It takes it into account.
Remember Lamar? And his QBR last year with all those 100-yard games rushing and the 200, 300 yards passing? Yeah, so QBR is going to love him. But guess where he brought that QBR last night? I was open. I knew, because I knew it was going to be so I stocked up on L's. Because I knew it was going to be a hectic weekend, and a lot of people would visit.
I hope they sat outside. That's all I got to say. So Kyler threw 3 touchdowns yesterday, and Tua threw 2.
Okay.
Pretty good, but it was still 3-2. So back to your point. The turning point in the game actually came very early with 10:48 left in the first quarter because Kyler, as you said, carelessly rolled out to the right, and he misjudged the speed of one Emmanuel Ogbah, who can fly off the edge, and he can also fly in pursuit. And he tracks down Kyler, who's looking downfield, and actually slapped the ball out of his right hand where he was carrying it like the proverbial loaf of bread. And loose it is on the carpet, and right now that defense is red, scalding hot. And one big bounce up, and all of a sudden it is Shaq Lawson off to the races for 36 yards. It's the equivalent of a pick 6 that a quarterback would throw early. And all of a sudden, to your point, you're down 7-0, and you're going to have to try to climb out of that hole the whole game. You're going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And then another key play came much later in the game with 5:20 left in the fourth quarter. They have a 4th and inches at the Miami 40, and Kyler is on the move and on the march. He'd run for another first down.
Right.
And I'm thinking, just let the little man operate.
Right.
You know, run some read option, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to. Let him sneak it. Let him roll.
Just cause for Kyler, do what you want to do.
Just do. Yeah, make it up. Draw it up in the dirt. Just let it go. Instead, Cliff Kingsbury says, no, I think I'm going to call Chase Edmonds' number. Chase Edmonds is actually smaller than Kyler is. Would you believe that? He is a little man. He's like 5'9", 200, and Kyler's maybe closer to 5'10", 200, okay? 205-ish, 208-ish. And they try Chase Edmonds, who's not exactly a bullback, as you call Ezekiel, up the middle, and he gets rocked and stuffed.
He wasn't even close.
And it was ball game right there because you were in trouble.
Right.
So those two plays were the essence of a game in which, again, I saw Tua, he was accurate as a soft armor, but he doesn't have much velocity.
No, Skip.
And he's short. He's almost as short as Kyler is. And the point is, with his hip surgery, he's lost some of his quickness and his escapability. He did have one escape late in the game that went 17 yards, and he actually showed me a little wiggle up the middle.
But you know what, Skip? I'm looking at him. He looks like he's lost weight. He doesn't look. He doesn't look as bottom heavy as now as he did in Alabama.
Okay.
So he looks sleeker.
Okay, but to me, on his rollouts, I still see a little hitch in the get along. And he said after the game, I felt like I was running in sand. Well, you had career-threatening hip surgery that could do that to a man.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. I think after a year of training, now you have to realize rehabbing and training are two different things. He's rehabbing to get back to point A. He didn't get an opportunity to train to get to point B and to point C. Now, this offseason, if he has no setbacks, he'll get an opportunity to train instead of rehab. I believe he'll be even better. Yesterday, what you saw is a guy that's gaining more confidence, and they're gaining more confidence in him, and they're putting more on his plate. He's going to get better. The biggest thing, the question that I have, you have a surgery like that, Skip, you have excuse me, an injury like that, and you back in a year. Let that think. You're not just back in a year, Skip, walking around going to work doing 9 to 5. You go back in a year playing NFL football.
Okay, but even before the draft, the doctors were saying he is 100% healed.
Yeah,
okay?
That's easy. That's easy to say. Well, you should be healed, but you got to get over that hurdle mentally too, Skip. That's the biggest thing with an injury. Man, am I going to be the same? You question, am I going to be the same guy? Am I going to be able to do the things that I once could? And like you said, he feels like he's not where he needs to be because like I'm running in sand. Looked a little quick. But I never thought he was Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson to begin with, so I don't know how much more speed he thinks he's going to get. This ain't Madden where you can increase your rating. He's only going to be so fast anyway. But 2-0 against your guy.
So I don't know if many people missed this. Maybe they did. But Miami came into this game #1 in the NFL on defense points allowed. The #1 scoring defense in all of pro football belonged to the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
So who had the higher degree of difficulty in this game? By far, Kyler did. By far.
But Tua only in the second start on the road against a high-powered offense and a defense that took the ball away from Russell Wilson. How many times, Skip? And how many times did that guy give it away?
So would you believe Kyler Murray had 389 total yards against the #1 scoring defense in pro football?
And when he walked out there, and guess where he had dinner and drinks at last night?
I don't know.
You do know. The same place the Cowboys had
I don't think he drinks anything but water.
Yeah, I serve water. That's what I serve water, because sometimes them L's hard to go down.
You probably charge like $10 a glass.
No, guys like Kyler and the Cowboys, they get it for free. And the guy that lost on Saturday, I let them come in free. Yeah, I don't charge nobody nothing.
All I know is what I told you before the draft is holding up. Kyler Murray has the quickest feet since Barry Sanders. I told you that after watching at University of Oklahoma. And he has twice the arm that Tua does because he's got a cannon.
Skip, I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that he's faster. He has a bigger arm. Where Tua is going to make his bones in this league is pinpoint accuracy. That's what he's going to be able to do. Skip, when Joe Montana was playing, who was Joe's arm stronger than anybody that he played in that era from when Joe come in 79, 80, from the time he retired? Joe didn't have a stronger arm than anybody.
But you know what? Everson Walls and Dennis Thurman used to tell me all the time, you don't understand how quick the ball gets there. It gets there quicker than you think from Joe's release.
Because he anticipated so much, because you run the speed, Skip, you're running that speed out, and by the time when the ball turns, it's right there. And that's where he's going to have to make it. That's where he's going to have to make his living. He's going to have to make his living with anticipation and accuracy.
He was very good yesterday, and Kyler was better.
No, don't do this. Hold on. Okay, your guy was better. But, you know, one guy came to see me, and the other guy went on home. So
You've been so busy, Shannon, at your restaurant. So many visitors over the weekend. You had a great weekend. It was packed.